Hello and good day. Welcome back to our class. This is teacher Onin de Guzman and our topic for today is nature of roots of the quadratic equations. The value of the expression b squared minus 4ac is called the discriminant of the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. This value can be used to describe the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation. It can be 0, positive and perfect square number, positive but not perfect square, or negative. So again, if we are talking about the nature of roots of a quadratic equation, the nature of the roots of quadratic equation depends on the value of the expression b squared minus 4ac. So we can put this one in the tabular form, such that if b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, so the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation is real, unequal, and rational. On the other hand, if we have b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, and also the result is a perfect square number such as 1, 4, 9, 16, and so on, we can say that the nature of the roots of quadratic equation is real, distinct, and rational. On the other hand, if b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 but not a perfect square, it is real, distinct, and irrational. And finally, if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, so the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation is imaginary. Let us consider problem number 1. Describe the roots of x squared minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0. The very first thing that we will do is make sure that the quadratic equation is in standard form. Then after that, we will identify the values of a, b, and c. So, we found out that a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 4, and c is equal to positive 4. Then after that, we will substitute these values of a, b, and c in the expression b squared minus 4ac. So, again, we have negative 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 4. So, it will lead us to negative 4 squared is equal to 16 minus 16. So, this is equal to 0. So, what do we mean by this? So, since the value of b squared minus 4ac is 0, we can say that the roots of the quadratic equation x squared minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0 are real, rational, and equal. So let us now move on to problem number 2. So that is determine the nature of the roots of x squared plus 7x plus 10. By inspection, we can say that the quadratic equation is already in standard form. So we can easily find the values of a, b, and c respectively. Okay, so we have here the value of a is equal to 1. The value of b is equal to 7 because we have 7x. And the constant, which is the value of c, is equal to 10. Now that we know the values of a, b, and c respectively, we can use now this in order to find the value of b squared minus 4ac. So let's substitute. So that is why we have b squared minus 4ac is equal to 7 squared minus 4 times 1 times 10. Simplifying it further, 7 squared will give us 49 minus 14. So we come up with 9. What do we mean by this? Since the value of b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 and a perfect square, because 9 is a perfect square number, then the roots of the quadratic equation x squared plus 7x plus 10 is equal to 0 are real, distinct, and rational. Let's move on to problem number 3. Determine the nature of the roots of x squared plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. So by inspection, we can say that the quadratic equation is already in standard form. So we will find out now the values of a, b, and c respectively. So here, the value of a is equal to 1, and the numerical coefficient of 2x is equal to 2, and our constant c is equal to 5. Now, we know the values of a, b, and c respectively. We will use now this in order to solve the expression b squared minus 4ac. So we will substitute the values of a, b, and c respectively. So we come up with 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times 5. However, if we say 2 squared, it means 4. Okay, while 4 times 1 times 5 is equal to 20. So we come up with 4 minus 20, which is equal to negative 16. Since, okay, the value of b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, it means negative, then the quadratic equation x squared plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0 is imaginary. Okay, now let's move on to problem number 4. Describe the roots of x squared plus 6x plus 3 is equal to 0. By inspection, we can say that the quadratic equation is already in standard form. Then, let's find out the values of a, b, and c respectively. So, the numerical coefficient of x squared is 1. The numerical coefficient of 6x is equal to 6, and our constant c is equal to 3. Then, substitute these values in the expression b squared minus 4ac. So we have now 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 3. But 6 squared is equal to 36 minus 4 times 1 times 3, which is equal to 12. So 36 less 12 is equal to 24, which is positive. However, 24 is not a perfect square number. Since the value of b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 but not a perfect square, then the roots of the quadratic equation x squared plus 6x plus 3 is equal to 0 are real, distinct, and irrational. So that ends our discussion on the nature of the roots of a quadratic equation. Again, this is teacher Onin de Guzman. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel so that you will be notified about my new videos. Thank you.